Hey everyone, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel. Been pretty busy the last few days. I don't know what's going on there. Pretty busy the last few days. Just had a baby on the 2nd. We went into the hospital January 1st. 6 in the morning, didn't get out until last night. So, running on short sleep.
You can get $15 off your first 3 pickup or delivery orders. Just clip your digital coupon on our app.
First, they're gonna have ads on the ads on the Spotify. All right. Okay, so we are in Tripoli, Libya, and we're gonna be flying to Amman, Jordan. We tried to do this on New Year's Eve, but the simulator just got too wonky. So we're going to try it again. This is flight number 78. We're flying Tripoli International Airport to Queen Alaya International Airport in Amman, Jordan. And this flight is based on Africa Airways 602, flown using the Airbus A320. We're using FlyByWire's A320neo mod with the Africa Airways livery created by Jay Krasinski, Alpha India Group's Traffic, and Bajan Habashi's awesome 4-season pack. And there are links below for everything on YouTube. I'm still looking a way to do that for Twitch, but if you have any questions about that, I can send links on Twitch as needed. Alright, let's get everything set up here.
Yeah, your business.
Alright, up inside the plane, turn on the fly pad. We'll go through, make sure everything is safe for start. So parking brake is on, flaps and spoilers, speed brakes are retracted, engine master switches normal, and switches are off. Throttle is idle. Gear down, anti-skid and nose wheel steering on, and the wipers off. We'll start our battery switches. Let's make sure co-pilot isn't going to get a pushback and screw all that up right away. Battery switches on, external power. We'll get the ADIRs set to nav. 1, 2, 3. Do the Apu Fire Test and engine fire test. Engine 1. And engine 2. Alright, that all sounds good. Get back over here, turn our displays up. Before we get too far, get our fuel on board. Fuel 11,032. It'll take 10 minutes. Anything else in there? No. Bring the checklist over here and turn the no smoking sign on. Let's auto arm the emergency lights. And we'll keep the seatbelt signs off when we bring on Pack X. Start the flight. Go. No boarding music or custom safety brief for Africa. Not sure if you guys can hear that though. Trying to do a different little sound layout. But it doesn't look like it's playing. Don't know really how I can. What we're gonna do. Let's go back like that for now. You guys should be hearing the passengers boarding. And I'm just gonna have to do a little bit more experimenting with that sound. Getting that all set up. Alright, let's see. Alright, passengers are coming on. We're gonna get our clearance.
Tripoli ground, Afrikia 602 IFR to Queen Alia, ready to copy.
Afrikia 602 is cleared to Queen Alia Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Departure frequency is 120.9ers clock 0722.
Afrikia 602 cleared to Queen Alia Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Departure on 120.9ers clock 0722.
Alright, we're gonna go in and get our initial data. Flight 602, departure, Hotel Lima Lima Tango, destination Oscar Juliet Alpha India. Fuel on board, rising, we're gonna have 11.1. Estimated time of flight, just under 3 hours. We go to our NIT page, and our alternate today is, see if I can bring it up. There we go. Alternate is right there. Oscar Sierra Delta India, flight number 602, cost index 60. Cruising is going to be flight level 370. Do our flight plan, and let's start inserting lengthy flight plan. We're going to be flying up to Crete and then across the Mediterranean. Our first point is going to be Mike India Sierra. That is the VOR, Misrata, I believe. Click on that because we're going to be doing an airway. And the airway is going to be Uniform Zulu 350. Take that to Rasno. Rasno, we're going to take airway Mike 1. Take that to Arlos. From Arlos, Uniform Mike 1 is our airway. Cavos. I believe that's going to be up in Crete. Let's see. Airway November 159. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. I was afraid that was going to mess everything up. Take that to SAFTA. From SAFTA, November 134. To Bires. Buyers. Then we're going to insert. Whew. Excuse me. Bires, go back to Airways. From Bires, we're taking Zulu 89. To Picog. And then from Picog, Lima 609. Zucco. And we'll take that to Lima 189. I'll go over to Kiren. And then November 134 into Osama. We got that last time, so let's see what's a close. Just gonna look on Navigraphs and see what the closest waypoint, or what our waypoint before is. I think we did Salam. Went Salam. That will work, and then we'll just have to get to Osama and then the beginning of our star. Insert. Don't get too much further. We're gonna go our arrival, our planned arrival for Amman is gonna be runway 8 left. To ILS, runway 8 left. Into Osama 6 left, or 6 Lima. My via gonna be, wait, read those. Sir. And we're taking off today on runway 27. I don't believe we have a departure. Yeah, we do. Mike India Sierra 1 Golf is our departure. Well, we're going to make that our departure. Let me change that in our flight plan on the top because we are actually taking off an opposite runway. The plan was runway 9. We're going to take off runway 27, so we need to go Golf for our departure. All right. Flight plan is in. Quickly before we get too far here. Actually, what I should do is go to our the balances page, start boarding. Oh, and request. Start boarding.
Go when you are.
Flight plan. We want to do the LAN. Just making sure everything looks right. No discontinuities. Right here we have a big discontinuity. Clear that out. Okay. So we are good with the right there, the flight computer. We need to do our, I believe we want to do our performance page. Can't really do that. Well, we can actually do that. Let me get the, if I get my flight calculator up. I don't think I need, yeah, we got it all. Gross weight. I got a calculator over here. I'm not gonna pull it up because just pain in the butt. Pain in the butt sometimes to do that. 68,000 is our total takeoff weight. Oops. Center of gravity is, that's one we're not going to have right away, but we can put everything else in. For example, our runway length. Runway length today is 3,600 meters. Heading 267. Airport elevation is 263 feet. UNH. Let's see. We're gonna have to go to. We can get the ATIS here.
Tripoli Airport information, Oscar 1100 Zulu. Wind 17 at 4. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, clear. Temperature, 11. Dew point, 10. QNH tree 0.11. ILS runway 27 in use. Landing and departing runway 27. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have Oscar. Tripoli Airport information, Papa 1100 Zulu. Wind 17 tree at 4. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, clear. Temperature, 11. Dew point, 10. QNH tray 0.11. ILS runway 27 in use. Landing and departing runway 27. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have Papa.
Hello, David. Doing good. I'm gonna have to step away just 1 second. One second here.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a speed bump. Did you hear what I said? I'm a speed bump. And if you have cut-rate car insurance, the cost to reattach your muffler could really be a bump in the road. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. We just gotta keep. Might have to step away. Check on the baby and the wife. All right. So David, I'm doing good. A little tired. We have a 2-day-old baby in the house, and I'm just stepping away here for a few hours to do a flight. But that's why I'm going to be jumping in and out. But this is a long flight, so once we're up at cruise, I can step away. So if I'm away, that's why I am. Alright, we are doing our performance. We do have all our fuel on board. We'll turn on the seatbelt signs. We can actually get our center of gravity. Actually do that on our NIP page 2. Center of gravity, 37.7. That doesn't seem right. Guess it is. We got all that fuel. Alright, 37.7. Our black fuel is 11.1. That even changes it a little bit more. 38.5. I haven't seen it like that. Thank you, Mad Max. Thank you. Yep, his name is Elishua. Oh, I want to do that. What am I trying to do here? Oh, go into our performance calculator. Alright, I just gotta get the center of gravity, which was what, 37.8, somewhere around there. Let's calculate. I'm not 100% this actually calculates anything very well. But 132 for our V1, 133 for the rotate, and 151 for V2. Transition altitude today. That's where we switch to our standard pressure, 5,000 feet. Thrust reduction, 1063, 1063. And our engine out, 1063. 26 for the flex takeoff. Flaps 1, down 2.0. Oh, wait, we want to be down. Go. And we close that. Is there any traffic today? Do you mean in the airport? No, there's still no traffic here at Tripoli. I don't know if it's something, if Tripoli, this airport just isn't in the database or something. We also have trouble finding stuff about with the MEDAR data on the... We do get the ADIS, but not anything on the MEDAR data. Well, it's just us. Just us, unfortunately. Hopefully, once we get in towards Jordan, we see some other planes. Or Queen Alaya Airport. Here. Oh, a very good view. There we go. All right, so what do we gotta do? We got to perform our computer's all set. Predicted wind shear on. Cockpit door is locked. Barometric reference was 30. What did they say for that? I believe it was that. Might be off a little bit. I didn't write it down. I should write that stuff down. Let's see. Our initial altitude we'll put in once we're ready. Once we're in the air. EFIS is ARC and 10. Flight directors are both on. APU master switch, and we'll start. Go strobe auto. Crew oxygen supply. Ground control. Fuel pumps on. APU coming up. Performance looks a lot better right now. I think it was just we had, well, we were about 9 hours into that stream on New Year's Eve and tried to do this flight, and we hadn't restarted Flight Simulator at all during that 9 hours. And it just must be a memory leak or something.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and
Alright,
welcome aboard
we
Flight
do have the APU.
Our flight time will be
We'll go to our electric page
and 54
and turn off our external power. Oops, we should put the APU bleed on first. There we go, APU is generating the power. Gonna remove the power truck. And turn on our beacon lights. We are ready for pushback. All the pushback.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
Alright, so we're going to be turning to... I never which way I'm supposed to... Which way I do the pushback, how I call it. But we're going to be going to our left with the tail.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft. Standing by for pushback.
Alright, just 1 second. Alright, we are ready for pushback. Release the parking brake. And reverse.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Starting engine 2. How are you guys' New Year's? basically I went to bed, what, 12:30 in the morning probably on New Year's Eve. And then we got up at 3 and basically got ready to go to the hospital on New Year's and spent the rest of the day in labor. And my wife tried to go natural. She tried to go all natural, but I think probably 11 o'clock on New Year's Day, she got the epidural. And 6 in the morning, baby came out. Finally got the baby pushed out.
Firmly over your nose and mouth, secure the elastic band behind your head, tighten the straps if necessary, and breathe normally.
Alright, engine 2 is available. Starting engine 1.
If you're traveling in the crowd or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then face cover. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you to use the room. In the unlikely event of a water condition, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When
Alright,
instructed,
stop, pushback.
Pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
That's good to hear, Mad Max. Yeah, it wasn't.
Ground.
I mean,
Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
I guess it was kind of as I was expecting for New Year's, actually.
See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Alright, let's see. We got engine 2 coming up. We're gonna set our flaps. Flaps 1. Spoilers armed. APU bleed off. APU master switch off. Runway turn off lights on. Taxi lights on. Transponder is set, but we don't want that on yet. Probe windows heat auto. So we keep the light off. Anti-ice if required. We're not going to need that. Auto brake is set to max. Runway turn off light, parking brake, and weather radar is inoperable. Parking brake off, and we can taxi once we get our clearance.
Tripoli ground Afrikia 602 with Papa ready to taxi IFR.
Afrikia 602 taxi to and hold short of runway 27 using taxiway Alpha cross runway 36 Alpha. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 27 via taxiway Alpha cross runway 36 Alpha Afrikia 602.
Alright, so we're using the trim wheel to turn. A new feature that's come down with the development version of the A320neo. Really cool. And while we're going to here, we're going to check our flight controls. Once we get onto our main taxiway. Okay, control test. All down. All up. All left. All right. I forget which button I set so that we can do the rudder test and not have it move, but I forgot the button, and we forgot to turn at the right point on our taxis. So that's why I kind of wanted to get to the proper place to, because now we're going towards the runway. We're on the speed Should be over there. We're in the speed ramp off. Whatever you call that. Let's get back on our proper taxiway, which is Taxiway Sierra. You have the tiller wheel, you need to anticipate the turn, so you got to already start turning kind of back before you overturn lane.
A new way of listening is waiting for you with Premium. Listen to your favorite music.
Right, taxiing out at Tripoli International Airport on Taxiway Sierra. Headed out on runway 27. Just about a 3-hour flight to Queen Alaya International Airport in Amman, Jordan. This is a flight 78 of our Microsoft Flight Simulator World Tour. Libya being our last country to take off the list of Africa. Took us 78 flights to do that, though there were quite a few repeat flights back to cities, return flights. Johannesburg, I think we went in 7 times. We went to Addis Ababa in Ethiopia a few times. Nairobi, Kenya, Casablanca, Morocco. Where else did we go a few times? But that was it. And then obviously into the Canary Islands and Spain and Portugal. So technically I actually got a couple European countries already checked off the World Tour flight list. And now we're going to go check off a few more Middle Eastern countries. Not all of them. And even during doing Africa, we had Saudi Arabia in there. I believe we got Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Hey Caesar Ojopi, welcome to the stream. Just in time for takeoff. Now we're going to turn on our co-pilot. They're going to take
Tripoli Tower Africa 602
control
ready
of
for
the
departure runway 27
ATC
ISR,
communications.
Africa 602 QNH 30.12 wind 172 at 4. Cleared for takeoff runway.
ECAS at the Tara.
Cleared for takeoff runway 27 Africa 602.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Greetings from Bolivia. Well, thank you. I can't wait to get down to Bolivia in this world tour. It's gonna be a while still, but it'll be nice to get over there. I've only done, I think, one flight into South America in X-Plane or Flight Simulator, and that was one I think probably Miami to Brazil, something like that. So can't wait to get down there to that neck of the woods. I'm from the United States. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in the Midwest, 90 miles north of Chicago, and home of the NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks. And we're lined up on the runway. One more check before we take off. Nose landing lights. Takeoff. ECAS is Tara. And we do have the ATC on. We're going to hold the brakes, stabilize at 40%, and then do our flex takeoff. B1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up.
Operator 602, contact Tripoli Center on 120.9er. Good day. 120.9er, Africa 602. Tripoli Center, Africa 602 is at 1,400 feet, climbing 10,000 feet. Africa 602, Tripoli Center, QNH 30.12, continue as planned.
Let me see what we got for here. Nice. Caesar also streams Flight Simulator 2020. Cool. On your Facebook page, Charlie Papa Simulations. I feel like I've seen Charlie Papa Simulations. I'm gonna have to double check, but I think I've seen that. That's gonna be on Facebook. I'm assuming Facebook Gaming or whatever, but yeah, you can do streaming over there. I streamed a video over there. Right now I'm streaming on YouTube, as you're seeing, and on Twitch. I think I can only stream to 2 platforms with Restream, which is what I'm using. I did have a little thing for OBS that I could probably stream to all 3 at the same time. But a little difficult, or at least when I was doing it, it was a little bit difficult to handle it. Flaps 1 cleared. We're climbing to 11,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 17,000 feet. KLM, Flight 1 heading.
And a KLM out here. Turn off our runway turn off and our takeoff lights. Landing lights will stay on until 10,000. We're going to set the autopilot. Hey 737 Baron, welcome to the stream. Flying to Amman, Jordan, trying again this flight. We started this flight on New Year's Eve. We were going to fly it and we were going to land in Jordan on New Year's, my time, but Flight Simulator had different ideas, so we're going to try it again. Thank you for the subscription, Caesar Ajopi. Thanks for the subscription over there on YouTube. Alright, we're climbing 11,000 feet. Interesting departure here, because it looks like we're going south, away from the Mediterranean, but we're going to be turning around and then going back north. So actually, we're going to kind of come out here, then we're going to turn to the east, out to Misrata, and that's...
Climb and maintain 17,000 feet, Africa 602.
We're going to go to Misrata. That's Mike India Sierra. That's the VOR. And we're going to then get onto the Airway Uniform Zulu 350. And that's going to take us, I think we're going to take that most of the way to Crete. Jump onto Uniform Mike 1 as well. That'll take us to Crete. I am not a real-life pilot at all. I am a truck driver right now. And I'm been over the road truck driving, so every week drive about 3,000 miles all over the eastern part of the United States. But I'm going to be hopefully doing a more local job, just shuttling trailers around at Miller Brewery in Milwaukee for the time being, so I can be home more with our newborn baby. And I've still got a lot to learn being a sim pilot. Next thing I want to really get into is VAT sim, doing the real ATC callouts and all that. But I gotta work on my listening and my callbacks. Let's see, we're at 290 knots, climbing to flight level 170. We'll turn off the seatbelt sign now. Yep, so that's why I know a lot of people on the YouTube wondering if I'm going to make some more American Truck Simulator videos. And that possibly once we get into... get back onto... what do I want to call it? If I'm doing local trucking, well then doing some American Truck Simulator to get that longer distance driving, even though it's at a smaller sized world. That might be a possibility. Thank you, Caesar. I'm assuming you're also Charlie Papa Simulations over on Twitch, and thanks for the follow there. We're up to 45 followers. Still have that follower goal of getting to 50. Working on getting to affiliate status over there on Twitch. Every follow helps, and obviously also got to get those 3 average viewers, which is the hard part, really. We're doing pretty good. Alright, we're at flight level 170.
Alpha Kia 60 to your 300 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 17,000 feet. QNH 30.14.
I'm not going to descend because then that puts us into descent mode.
Maintain 17,000 feet. Alpha Kia 60.
So we're going to just ask for the altitude increase. We're going to be 350 initially today.
Request flight level 270. Alpha Kia 602 climb and maintain flight level 250. Expect flight level 270. Climb and maintain flight level 250. Expect flight level 270. Alpha Kia 602.
We're going to be at flight level 350 until we get to... basically get into the Hellas control center, and that's going to be up by Crete. Once we get to Crete, we'll climb another 2,000 feet and continue on east at flight level 370. So right now, climbing to 250, expecting 270. We're going to try to do another 8,000 feet here to get to 350.
602. Request flight level 350. Alpha Kia 602 climb and maintain flight level 250. Expect flight level 350. Climb and maintain flight level 250.
Passing by the city of Tarhuna.
350. Alpha Kia 602.
In Libya. Caesar uses VATSIM to practice his English phraseology. That's a good place to do it. Do I understand English? I'm actually working on English, and Duolingo, and my neighbors, our neighbors are speak Spanish. I'm not sure about George. So we have George and Abigail are our neighbors, and George, I'm not sure how much English he knows. I haven't talked to him, but my wife talks to his wife. They're about our age, and she's working on her English, but her kids who know English because they're, you know, they've obviously been growing up in the United States, going to school, learning English. They never want to speak English at home because her English isn't. They don't like her. Her English is too bad for them. I'm working on it. Working on Spanish. My Chinese is a little bit further along than Spanish, but I think I pick up Spanish a little bit quicker at least. Alright, yeah, let me check that out here. I'm going to go over to Facebook right now and just... What is it? What is it, Charlie? Go back here in the stream. Charlie Papa Simulations. Sounds familiar. Alright, following on Facebook, so I'll come over and check it out. I think I'm only gonna do this flight. I'm not gonna do like a 8-hour live stream in one go. If I do come on after this flight, it'll be a little bit later in the evening. But I'm guessing I'll probably go to bed because the baby does not want to sleep at night yet. All about sleeping during the day. But not at night when we're trying to sleep.
Climb and maintain flight level 350 Africa 602.
Alright, climb and climb to flight level 350. Alright, Saturday, it's a giveaway for achieving 1,000 followers. Oh, very good, very good. Congratulations on getting 1,000 followers there on Facebook. Between Twitch and YouTube combined, I'm like at 650 or something. Well, actually, probably close to 700 because 45 over here, and then I'm like 645. Well, I think on YouTube, so 690, I think total. At least for my YouTube things. I have a bunch of followers on I also do colorizing old black and white photos, and that page I have 4,000 followers, but hopefully at some point on Twitch and YouTube here I'm gonna do some live streams doing that. All depends on how much time I have. I figure I'll have a little bit more time than I've had in the past few years because at least I'll have every weekend. Trekking over the road, you get home for some home time every couple of weeks, and those 2 or 3 days you're spent restocking the truck, paying all the bills that you need to on the home front. So, not as much time to sit down and do a lot of things. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for the follows on both Twitch and YouTube. I do have a Facebook page for the gaming, but I don't really do a ton on it right now. I haven't done any. I think I've done a few streams a while back, earlier last year at this point now. I used to work as a flight instructor, but lost my job, and now I'm doing it, but I'm liking it. But I like it. So are you back at doing flight instructing, or are you just doing the flight simming and streaming, and you're really liking that? Did you lose your job because of the pandemic and everything too? Because I know for flight instructors that can be. That's one thing that I've looked at, becoming a pilot and doing all that and trying to work my way up, and it's a little. The flight instructor section is a little bit daunting because, you know, not a huge ton of pay, and you know, you're slowly working up those hours while teaching someone else. And especially in the last few years here, it's a little bit harder to do it all. Yep. You're still doing a little bit, it looks like. You're still teaching. And, yep, the streaming. You're streaming if you can make money at it. It's definitely... the people that do it full time, kind of like, well, there you go. But also doing it for real, being a pilot for real, would be pretty cool. Alright, so we are coming up on Misrata. See the airport below us. That's where probably the VOR is situated. Yep, is Misrata Airport. And at that point, we're gonna kind of go out. Let's see. It's got a. I don't think I have a radial on it. Looks like basically 60, probably 61 degrees out from Misrata VOR. Cool thing about streaming is that obviously you can pick your one genre and do the flight simming, and right now that's enough for me, but
Liberty 10, please expedite your descent 17,000 feet.
yeah, if I go that route, I don't know what if that's in the cards, but it would be cool. Yeah, but with streaming, you can do your flying. You can also choose other games like doing the trucking sims. And one thing I want to do at some point is kind of do a throwback, maybe Throwback Thursday or something. That actually works. I was trying to think of a name like retro, but retro doesn't fit with any of the days of the week, at least in English. And Throwback Thursday would be it. Play some more older games back when I was growing up. Dark Forces, Jedi Knight, some of those old Star Wars games. That'd be a fun thing to do. Yeah, I might do that this week. Or give it a little more time and then work into that once know the schedule and how everything's gonna be going. So there's Misrata below us. There's the airport. So we're turning. Everyone else, if you're just joining, I know we got a little bit of a crowd on Twitch. How was your New Year's? Mine was pretty cool. Spent all of New Year's Day. Well, not all of New Year's Day, but 6 o'clock basically got into the hospital, into the labor and delivery unit, and basically helping my wife breathe through her contractions. She was trying to go natural birth. Eventually, I think it was 10 or 11 p.m. So after, what, 15, 16, 17 hours of labor, just no more energy to be able to deal with the pain. So got the epidural, was able to rest. And I think about 4 in the morning started the real serious pushing. Got to the point of pushing, and that took about 2 hours. And finally, 6:02 a.m. Yep, 6:02 a.m. January 2nd, our son was born. And crazy experience. Yeah, all the nurses and doctors and everyone were really great, and they keep telling my wife, keep reassuring my wife that it's like, hey, the epidural's fine. Most women get it, especially on the first baby, just because it takes so long. I think she could have done it if it wasn't if it hadn't taken it took us about 24 hours. It was 27. I mean, everything started about 3 a.m. on New Year's, so we were operating on less than 3 hours of sleep because we had stayed up until midnight for New Year's. Went to bed, and about 3 in the morning, that's when things kind of started rolling. Got to the hospital at 6, and yeah, working on 3 hours of sleep is a little bit difficult. And so got home. We came home last night, about 6 p.m., 7 p.m., something around there. And it's been all right. Today's been pretty good. Got a nice setup. Baby is eating like crazy. So my wife basically just laying in the bed, and he's laying there eating, and then sleeping, and then eating, and then sleeping. I'm telling this whole story. I'm hoping you guys could hear me. Sitting outside the plane like that. Alright, so off to our right, that's going to be, well, we can still see we're basically going past the Gulf of Sidra. So off to our left, that's still the coastline of Libya, and then we'll get a little bit closer, that'll be Benghazi. And then we'll just be crossing up to Crete. From Crete, we'll be just crossing right through basically the middle of the Mediterranean on an eastbound course. And just here's Volanta. Here's what I'm looking at on Volanta, and this I've got it set to show VATSIM. What's active on VATSIM? You see very active right now. VATSIM in Germany, in Europe, a lot of stuff going on. A lot of approaches and towers are up. So I can't wait until I get into VATSIM. I'm still working on setting up the model matching and everything, so that the planes of other players, other guys out there flying, actually have the cool liveries and the right style, kind of plane while we're flying. And then I just got to work on my my call-outs, my radio work. Joshua 37 Web, yo! Hey, welcome to the stream. We're flying Tripoli, Libya to Amman, Jordan. Leg 78 of our world tour. Africa Airways, Flight 602 in the A320neo, using the FlyByWire mod. And we're at flight level 350 on course for Crete. Once we reach Crete, we're gonna climb another 2,000 feet and Already did half of this flight on New Year's Eve. Tail end of that long, almost 10-hour, it would have been a 10-hour live stream if we had made it to New Year's, but unfortunately, Flight Simulator developed a memory leak or some kind of nonsense like that. But one thing I learned that either you can't do really long flights anymore in Flight Simulator. Right now, at least with the latest update, it seems there's a problem with that. And you can't do 3 back-to-back flights without exiting out and restarting the whole thing, the application. Because it was getting bad. The frame rate was down to about 2 frames per second sometimes. Right here while we were over the Mediterranean Sea, sound would start breaking. It was just a mess. I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to do that for another hour and a half or whatever was left on the flight, and then try to land in those conditions. We called it a night, and then about 3 hours later went to the hospital for my wife to deliver our first baby. Oh, there you go. Speaking of which, I'm going to just take a quick run over to check if they need anything. Otherwise, I'll get in big trouble for sitting here and just flying while my wife is doing the work. So I'll see you in hopefully just a minute or two.
for 2,000 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain flight level 330. Descend and maintain flight level 330 viewer care 142.
Alright. Up and set back up over there. Another feeding time for little baby. Yeah, we got some clouds coming in over the Mediterranean. Yeah, Moon Gamer. I don't have a. When I was using a project, what is it, Project Fly, you could export the flight recordings and put them into Google Maps, and it would actually make a Google map of it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna with Microsoft Flight Simulator right now. When I do, at the end of these streams, if I'm doing a world tour flight, I do have a little world map where I fill in the countries that I've been to on this world tour with their appropriate flags. So there is that. I don't have anywhere like set up to show that off, or like all the routes combined besides in a Volanta. That's something else I have to figure out. I do know other people usually have a whole plan for their world flights as well. Aper Monkey, yeah, maybe we could do a flight again tomorrow. I'm not sure. Kind of, have to see how the day goes, how much time there is, what we have to do, because in the morning we have a pediatrician appointment, and then it just kind of depends on where things go from there. So I can't guarantee anything. Doing shared cockpits. But that's not good that you broke your leg. Where were you going? Where were you going for a holiday originally? Well, you went and then you broke your leg, so I guess you had to cut it short. If you're just joining, we are over the Mediterranean Sea en route to Crete, flying from Tripoli, Libya to Amman, Jordan, leg 78 of my Microsoft Flight Simulator World Tour, where we're flying into every country and territory, or every country and disputed territory in many cases. I got a ton of comments about, well, maybe not a ton, but I got a bunch of comments on my video where we flew from Morocco to Western Sahara. There were a number of people saying it's like, there is no Western Sahara, it's part of Morocco. Well, that's disputed. So we have flown some disputed areas and counted them as extra territories just for the purposes of this world tour. And we're doing it all in commercial aircraft. So from the CRJ 700, the Airbus A320, occasionally maybe we'll get into the Boeing 787. We've done some A330 flights. Probably do an A321 at some point if that is functional. I'm looking forward to someday flying in the 737. From PMDG. We'll see how that goes. We're at flight level 350. Alright, once we get to Crete, before we get onto Uniform Mike 1, that airway, we will be climbing to 37,000 feet. We're cruising, we got Pack X running. It's great livery for Africa Airlines, or Airways. And links are below if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're watching on Twitch, I will have to set up, I'm going to have to set up a command for that, where you guys can get links. It'll probably be like !links. Don't have that right now. Maybe that's what I will do right now. Kind of set something up for that. Still learning the Twitch stuff. If you're on YouTube and you haven't hit that subscribe button already, please do, and give it a like, hit that thumbs up button. And if you're also on Twitch, if you're on YouTube and you've hit that subscribe button and you're watching on YouTube, consider going over on Twitch also and hitting the follow for the channel over there. And watch over there right now. I'm trying to get to 50 followers and average of 3 viewers per video per stream. We can get to affiliate status and get all the fun stuff like subscribers and custom emotes and all that. Which I'm still learning a lot how to do. So, still a ways to go on a lot of that stuff. And I'm talking with the mic off, of course. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so if you're on Twitch right now, some Twitch commands. What we're going to do here, we're just going to go exclamation mark commands. If you go over there and put in exclamation mark commands, you'll be able to see the different custom commands that we have currently over there on Twitch. We'll see how this works. I'm gonna type this in. Let's see how this works. Okay, I'm still working on that. Oh, it looks like there's a list. Okay, so I actually don't need to make that a command there. That will just be a dual command, so we'll get rid of that. Like I said, still learning. But you're going to want to find... I need to probably learn how to set this up better. So I got a, mod list, I think is what it is. What did I just set that up as? Mod links. There you go. I don't know how well that shows up in the chat. Well, it's a start. So if you guys are wondering, if you're on Twitch and you're wondering where this livery comes from, what mods we're using on this flight, well, it just came up. Those are the active mods. Still got to figure out how to do all that. Make it look good for the Twitch audience. Let's see, let's pull up the... That's not very helpful right there. Actually, it is. We need. There's our flight. Let's turn it to the world map. We're about halfway to our point in Crete where we're going to make our turn towards Jordan. For some context where we're at in the world. Yeah, so we went into the hospital on New Year's Day, 6 in the morning, and I want to say that evening, as it started getting dark again, that's when it started snowing here. So it looked like we got a little bit of snow. It's starting to melt away, but finally the weather turned cold and we got snow just as we get in January, which is how it's been lately. We don't get that white Christmas anymore in Milwaukee, but we do get the cold January, February winters. Even though it's not incredibly cold as it was in past years. Right now it's 25 degrees Fahrenheit, so just below zero, or below freezing. Go back here by the passengers and check it out again. PackX is you have to pay for this app, but it's a good kind of passenger simulation program. There's two out there that I like. I have both of them, Self-Loading Cargo and PackX. Self-Loading Cargo, it's a one-guy operation, so he's working on it, trying to get it upgrade for Flight Simulator, and it's got a little bit more bells and whistles than I think PackX has. But one thing I really like about PackX, especially with Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, Mad Max, we are just over halfway. Let me pull that up again. There we are. We're just about there. We're going to start seeing it. Well, unless the clouds are covering it. Let's see. So I was talking about... No problem there. Yeah, I want to say about a little bit over halfway to our point in Crete, where we're going to be angling back towards Jordan. So right now we're headed northeast in a northeasterly direction. We'll then be headed in a southeasterly direction back to Amman, Jordan. Well, as I was saying before, I had to step away there. We were talking about PackX. He's got these localized names. Now, something self-loading cargo he is working on, but right now, PackX has it. As you can see, the names very much look like we are coming from Libya and headed to Jordan. A good mix of names. There'll always be, obviously, there'll always be some names like here, Adam Rose. You know, people who are not local. But most of the names are going to be localized. So when we were flying in Portugal, when I did a shared cockpit flight from Germany to Portugal, a lot of German names, a lot of Portuguese names. So we're going to see this mix, and as we get into Europe, we'll kind of observe how that works too. Pretty cool. And just the way it works, he has a database, and at any point we might find someone who, you might find a name you recognize. I haven't yet. No one I know. No one famous yet on any of my flights. Alright, so we can start seeing right ahead of us. I think Creed's probably going to go over there, but definitely right there you can see a little bit of it coming up. Not 100% sure where we... Yeah, that's probably right there. Not yet over there. Still aiming for it. I know who was asking earlier about world tour map. Moon Gamer. I haven't set up all the flights for the world tour, so I don't think I even have a flight set up yet to Greece. Not strike that I do. We're going to Athens, but no idea all the flights in Europe yet, and then how we're going to get over to the Americas. I think I'm scheduled out through flight. Let's see what I got. Through flight 104, which is, I think, Skopje to Belgrade. I think that's on Macedonia. To Serbia? Would that be? Plenty of flying left to be done on this world tour. One continent down, a few countries in the Middle East and in Europe have been checked off as well, but for the most part, still a lot to go. Creek's coming up in front of us.
Contact Athens Center on 135.875. Good day.
Going to 135.875, Africa 602. Athens Center, Africa.
Before we get there, I'm going to start putting in some of our approach information. Or at least getting some of it. Less to do as we're coming in. We still will need to we'll need to do an updated version of this once we get a little closer, just to check. We'll get our weather right now and input as much of our much as we need to, or can at this point. I'm just going to go over to Navigraphs, get that transition altitude. Transition altitude 13,000 feet. First transition altitude we've had it over 10,000 in a long while. And we're going to go with 2,562 feet is minimums. Get a look at our MEDAR data. Back in the menu, ATSU, AOC menu, received messages. Here we have the ATIS, not available. And our MEDAR data, print that out. UNH, we're going to have, so we got winds 260 at 2 knots. This was printed on the 4th, 2100 Zulu. That's real time though, not in game time, so I believe, let's see, 2100. About an hour ago already. But we got scattered clouds at flight level 350, 35,000 or 3,500 feet. Do this is visibility. And then our temperature is 7. Again, it'd be a little bit warmer during the day, which we're flying, but in real life, in live time, it is actually, I think, sun has set over Jordan, so it's a little cooler with that desert. Everything's in there. Let's just go back here, check our progress. Fuel prediction. Fuel on board 4.2 once we finish. Basically right on what we should have left. Just doing our trip from Libya to Tripoli to Amman. Good fuel there. Okay, so off to our left we can start seeing the island of Crete, our left and front. Sim is cooperating a lot more today. A few hiccups here and there, but not nearly as bad as on New Year's Eve. We got a couple of the smaller islands off a creek, Gavdos, the larger one right here, and then Gavdopula right over there. There's actually a few really, really tiny ones right off the coast. Gavdos. Gidos Ponoi. Yeah, those islands are so small they only have the Greek on Volanta, the Greek names. Let's see what's another one of them. Noi. Yeah. Kind of hard to read it. Can't tell what characters there, what letters. But going over to the island of Gavdos right now. Pretty interesting coast. I wonder if those are how steep, or if those are just nice beaches or steep cliffs. Going to be, our VOR is going to be over, I think, Sitia Airport on the north end of the island. Oh no, it's going to be on the, we're going to be on the southern part. Interesting, because it's the VOR for Sitia, but Sitia is on the north coast, and the VOR is basically kind of towards the southern coast. I've been seeing a lot of posts about the live weather not working. It looks to me like it's working. Maybe they fixed it. since we got a little time still left on this flight, looks like, let's see, we got hour 19. I'm just gonna do a little scan of what's going on in the flight simulator world. So we're gonna go threshold. Thresholdx.net. What's going on? So VATSIM is doing further previews velocity, so I don't know if this is going to be for, let's see. Okay, so velocity is working on bringing improved latency to the VATSIM network. Again, I don't use VATSIM too often. I've only used it probably once where I've actually gotten communication with ATC. But it's going to allow, with the lower latency, it's going to allow for formation flying. It's kind of funny, the picture, because it's formation of airliners. Usually, you know, commercial airliners don't fly in formation. If one's unaware, Velocity focuses on bringing improved latency to the network. This means that aircraft will appear in real time, rather than how they currently stutter while using the network. That's going to be cool, because that will also just look more realistic. Furthermore, aircraft on VATSIM are currently updated at a rate of 0.2 hertz 5 seconds. With Velocity, the hertz has been increased to 5.0 hertz, or 0.2 seconds. Although Velocity will bring impressive improvements to the network, certain clients are being discontinued, including Squawkbox, Squawkbox 747, Squawkbox for Fly, XConnect, FSINN, ASRC, and SPARC. However, X Squawkbox for X-Plane will remain in operation. Alright. Well, that sounds cool. That's just gonna... Well, as the technology advances, obviously, it's just gonna get crazier and crazier out there in the flight sim world. More and more realistic. Across all the platforms. Not just, that's not just a flight simulator, a Microsoft Flight Simulator thing either. VATSIM's across Prepare 3D, Flight Simulator X, X-Plane, and of course the newest one to the bunch is Microsoft Flight Simulator. I usually don't buy airports, but I'm Aerosoft just recently released Ben Gurion Airport in Tel Aviv, Israel. It's like 18 euros for that, and it looks really good. And I actually, it's kind of funny because I'm looking and realizing that I spent quite a bit of time working on Tel Aviv in X-Plane for the gateway, adding the new terminal that was under construction, redoing the runways and the lights and the lines and everything. I don't think I ever finished that project. But maybe there'll be an airport I just get for that. Now we're coming across the southern end of the Crete coast. Come back in here. Oh, sorry, burping a little bit. I think that's going to be, that airport right there is Castelli Airport. Past Timpaki Airport behind us. See if you can see that. Right a ways back there. Oh, hey, Amelia Smith. Sorry, I was looking at some flight simulator news. Thanks for stopping by. We're on our way from Tripoli, Libya to Amman, Jordan, flight 78 of the World Tour. We're currently flying over the southern coast of Crete. How's your day? How's your day, Amelia? How was your New Year's? Like I've said before, it was quite eventful for us. We had our first baby boy. Went into the hospital 6 a.m. on New Year's Day on 3 hours sleep. And baby came out 24 hours later. It's good to hear. Good to hear you're doing good. Don't mind me asking, where are you located in the world? Okay. The big news today, or I don't know if it's big news, but one of the things that just came out for Flight Simulator is the Aeroplane Heaven has released the Grumman F3 F2 for Flight Simulator. World War II plane. I saw some action in World War II. Let's bring that up over here. I just want to bring up a little more. Yeah, so that looks really cool. Now, I've flown a lot of these planes in War Thunder, and they look really good in War Thunder as well. I'd have to go and see how War Thunder looks compared to Flight Simulator as well. Now, good looking. Good looking. It's supposed to mimic. It's supposed to look old. It's supposed to feel old. Ooh, $28.95. That's not bad. Of course, that depends on how good a quality it is as well. Because there are some planes out there that sell around that range that probably should just be free. And then you have to FlyByWire here, A320neo mod, and this is one that you could probably sell for 30 bucks. All right, Amelia Smith is from the UK, and she is a relative of the captain of the Titanic, who was a Smith, I believe. Let's see, Titanic. If I can find the captain's name here. Edward John Smith. Let's see. Hello, Mr. Candy Cane, the Silk Wing. LOL bit. I can't see what's going on there. We'll go on YouTube to see how that shows up. LOL bit. Okay, that's a cool way to. I don't know how you make that a little graphic there or whatever. Hello, Mr. Candy Cane. Welcome to the stream. And we are making our turn as we speak from Crete. We're gonna make our turn now to a more southeasterly direction to probably towards Israel and Jordan, being our final. Looking back over to the island of Crete, in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. Lull bit, not lol bit. LOL bit. Lull bit. Yeah, I'm not up on all that always. LOL. That all... Is that still part of Crete all the way over there? Mr. Candy Cane! Today I done an A320neo flight. Actually, it was kind of easy, but landing was hard. Was that in Flight Simulator? And are you using the FlyByWire mod? Oh. Uh-oh. Come on. Alright, looks like we had a little bit of a hiccup there for frame rate, but I think we're okay. Oh, no, I did not see your profile pic, Amelia. Or I can see it, but I can't. It's pretty small. Let me see if I can search you on YouTube. Get the bigger version of it. That reminds me, we need to now climb to 37,000 feet. We're gonna ask for clearance from Athens.
Athens Center, Africa 602. Request flight level 370. Africa 602 climb and maintain flight level 370. Descend and maintain flight level 340 on YANAIR 5084.
It was a cockpit flight sim thing. Oh, okay, so it was like a real built out cockpit with all the buttons and everything. That's cool. I just watched, I don't know who it was from. It was a real pilot, and he was flying in one of those. And I can't remember what company was making it, if it was something that you could actually purchase a whole setup, a desktop that was set up as an A320 cockpit, but man, that would be cool. Yeah, Amelia Smith, I can't see your profile pic and I can't find you. I don't know why I can't just click on your name. Well, that must have been fun. I don't know if the landing was just difficult because it was kind of a different setup than you're used to, or if just you don't have a ton of experience landing. Now, where is this at? Is this at did you have to pay to do this? Is this your own cockpit and you're totally flexing? or a buddy of yours? The weather was bad. Well, okay, well there's your excuse. The weather's bad. I haven't had too many bad weather landings in the A320neo or in the A320. How do you get these mods? Which mods are you speaking of? Like, do you want a list of the mods? Here's a mod list, or a mod, some mod links. Actually, the big deal is I haven't put links for all of them. Let me get some links for... How do I add them? Okay, when you download... some of these are going to be a little bit different than others, depending on the mod. Like, for example, Navigraph's Bene Overlay. Well, here, let's go through the mods that I'm using that are mods to the simulator itself. The FlyByWire's A320neo A320 mod. That one, you're going to go... I'm going to put it in... I'll throw a link in here. Yeah, describe your profile because I can't see it. It's too small. I can't really see anyone's profile pics clearly, unfortunately. Okay, so the A320neo you're going to download from... I think it's FlyByWire. We'll go FlyByWire simulations right here. I need the map. So here's your plane mod. This is going to be... Put that in here. Everyone can see this link then. So there's the FlyByWire sim mod. You'll actually download an installer, and it will install a little program that it will always have the updates, and you'll just set the path to where you want that installed, your community folder, and then you'll be able to update. I do have a video. I think I have a video. Let me just look. I know I have. I'm working on a series of videos on how to install it. And I know I do have one video. I got one of those videos done. So let me link that. How to install the FlyByWire A320neo. If I can find it, I have so many videos where I've flown the A320. So I'm searching for it, and it's just bringing up every video. Actually, you know what? I don't have a... That is one of my planned videos, so... Unfortunately, I don't have anything to point you to on my own channel, but there are videos out there that will help you, and I believe FlyByWire website has a great how to install, very laid out, very easy, not too difficult. Yeah, let me find a video. Mr. Candy Cane asks, "What's my favorite airline?" Yeah, we got a plane coming. You can see it right there. Oh, who was that? Did we get a warning about that? No, we didn't. Luckily, we're at a flight level 370. Otherwise, we'd be on a collision course. Doesn't show up on the TCAS at all. FlyByWire isn't installing. Did you download the FlyByWire? You downloaded from the website and everything, but it's not installing. Yeah, let's see if I can find a video on how to install the... Startup? No. You want an install guide. Find that. Let's see if I can find a good video. Help you out on that. Network error. Yeah, I don't know how you'd be able to fix that. I would suggest seeing if you can send in well, what I would suggest doing is just uninstalling it, trying again. But if you're getting a network error, that's going to be error that's going to be on your end probably, I would assume. But if it isn't, you could. Best thing I would say is send FlyByWire. Open a help thread or something, and I'm sure people can help you. I haven't experienced that issue, and I'm not enough of an expert on how to solve it usually. All right, Amelia Smith. Her picture is of her in a garden wearing a floor-length gown that has short puffed sleeves. That is white with green floral pattern, and I have lacy gloves on. My hair is blonde, it's tied into a flat bun, and I am holding a set of bright flowers in my hand. It sounds pretty, I was gonna say probably early 20th century. Well, it sounds like, or late 19th century. Yeah, that's what. Well, yeah, that's what you're just gonna have to make sure your network's working. All right, Mr. Candy Gain. See you when you come back. We'll still be here. We still got about an hour left on the flight. Street is a kind of a distant memory now. Mr. Candy Cane's back. All right. Let's see. So you got the fly-by-wire mod. And then we have delivery. Now that's a link I have for one of my videos. I do have a video on how to add liveries if you're looking for that. Add a link to that. How to add liveries. Yeah, this livery and every livery I use flightsim.to. That's where I get my liveries. There's actually a number of freeware planes on there. I'm not sure if the fly-by-wire, the A320neo is linked there anymore, but most of the time you'll have links. You'll have that. They'll be on that website, and then it'll link out if it's usually something larger like a plane. Then we got Alpha India Group Traffic. I believe Alpha India Group Traffic is free. It's one of the free mods for injecting AI traffic into your game and having the real liveries and all that. There's actually a number of them, but a number of traffic mods now. Some are paid for, some are free. This is a good one. Not too bad. It's still, I think it's either in alpha or in beta, but it works pretty well. Again, search on YouTube. There's lots of great tutorials on how to set it up right now. I don't have any, unfortunately. And then I'm using Bijan Habashi's for Season Pack. Again, that's a paid one. I believe it's about $20 right now. Thank you, Brendan Calm54, for the follow. I don't know why I can't hear. I'm not getting sounds for that. I don't think the fly-by-wire. Unfortunately, this plane you can't get on the Xbox Series X. Unfortunately, they have limited their. They're kind of just focusing on making the best plane mod for the PC, and it's a shame. It's a shame for Xbox users that they can't experience a really good A320neo because the stock version is missing so much. Hey James 9811M. We're flying the A320neo again, so we've shown up in time for the tail end of a flight. Well, still 54 minutes. Well, like I've been suggesting, there are so many YouTube videos out there. Unfortunately, they're not on my channel. I wish. I need to sit down and make a few tutorials that I can link to my own channel. But some good ones. A shout out to the flight sim community. Drya has some great videos. British AV Geek. I'm sure Real. I think it's. They were in the marketplace. The A320neo was in the marketplace, but then it was removed when they decided they just wanted to focus on PC.
Descend and maintain flight level 3, flight 0 Condor 216.
Well, yeah, if you're trying to learn you're gonna have to look up a tutorial for just the vanilla a Zibo A320neo. Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. That's the thing. You got it. Everything, you have to work with whatever you got. Unfortunately, the FlyByWire A320nx is not available for the Xbox. And yeah, it's very different because it's way more advanced than the Zibo version. And only getting better. But like the recent edition that I've seen, that I know about, is the tiller over here actually being functional. Mr. Candy Cane has a lot of rain in Frankfurt. Now, are you flying Microsoft Flight Simulator on that A320 cockpit? And are they using the fly-by-wire version of the A320? Yep, I flew out of Frankfurt on New Year's Eve with Aper Monkey, who is a real-life Lufthansa first officer, but he's out on furlough right now due to the pandemic. And he wanted to fly in the A320nx shared cockpit, so we did that out of Frankfurt. Flew down to Lisbon, Portugal on New Year's Eve. Saw the fireworks in Frankfurt and Lisbon, and pretty cool because I don't fly a ton. I haven't flown a ton of Europe in any simulator yet. What do you, James? Which plane are you looking for a little nav computer thing, like the FMS on the A320? I'll look into it. I'll have to load up the stock A320 and see if I can do it, because I don't remember all the functionality, what's available for use on that one. But I'm sure you can find a tutorial out there. Probably just have to throw in a lot of tutorials will tell you that it's the A320nx or it's just the Airbus A320 from the stock version of it. Yep, that's what I figured, Amelia. That kind of dress, that kind of hairstyle is probably late 19th, mid 20th century, or late 19th to the mid 20th century. Mr. Candy Cane, yep, using Flight Simulator to do that return for the A320 cockpit thing. Now, like I asked you if the A320 cockpit was that, like a friend of yours has that, is that your, is that just an exposition, what do you call it? An expo, where they're showing it off. Or it's a paid thing to get in there. The FMS is the same on my A320 and in the Typhoon. Okay, well, I'll have to check out the... It's been so long since I've used the stock FMS. But we'll try to see what it looks like, and maybe I'll make a video. Kind of walk through how to set it up, or how to use it. Alright, so we didn't have any planes when we were at Tripoli International Airport. There were no planes on the ground. But we do have a lot of planes crossing the Mediterranean. You're hearing them. Wow, quite a few planes right near us. Keep your eye out. You might be able to see another one. We did have that one kind of pass under us, probably a couple of thousand feet. They were likely at the highest, we're at flight level 360. Since we're going the opposite direction, so we're at flight level 370. Trying to see, that might be over there. That's probably Cyprus. You can barely see it. A little bit closer right there. Cyprus off to our left in the distance. Mr. Candigan, you go into this building really and pay for it, so yeah. Yep, but it sounds like fun. That'd be... That's the selling point of something like that, is that you're in a real build kind of thing where you're actually flipping the switches and you're not just using the mouse button like we are here. James has a SimBrief account. Well, that's a good place to start. Few flight plans sorted. Just inputting the info that confuses me. Like I said, I'll try to do a video, or we can do a live stream doing it too. But yeah, I'm not sure what's all simulated on the FMS. But for... Yeah, I'll take a look at that, and I'll try to put a video together here. It's not too hard with the flight plan if it goes the same way as it does in this plane. You just simply put in your waypoint, and then you're gonna have, if you do it the way I do it, I usually set up my flights with the arrival airport, or the departure airport and the arrival airport. I do it on this page right there. And I do that off the main flight plan setup page for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I just put those two in. I just put in the two airports. And if we go to flight plan, it will have that airport and then the arrival airport right down here. And when you put in your waypoint, you just type it in. It'll show up right here. And you click, I believe you click on the waypoint or airport where you want to insert this waypoint before. So for example, on this flight plan, when I put in the first waypoint, I then would click on this right here, and it would add the waypoint right before it. And now if you have an airway, you would then click in here, and there'd be an airway right there. The airways, and you put in your airway where that's going to. So, like I said, I'll make a video. Or I can, maybe even after this flight, just jump over and quickly jump into the old A320, see how it works, the FMS. I haven't used the stock A320 since, discovering the fly-by-wire. So earlier I was looking at different flight simulator news. So Aeroplane Heaven released the Grumman F3F2 for Flight Simulator. It's a World War II plane, early World War II plane. BDO Aviation releases Phuket International Airport for Flight Simulator. That's in Thailand. Looks pretty good, and it's 16 euro for that. Let's see, India Foxtrot Echo F-35 Lightning II released. It's amazing the amount of mods and additions to these sims and how much they cost. Alright, we're switching to Nicosia Center, which is Nicosia is, I believe, on the island of part of not Crete. Why can't I think of it now? The name of the country. Cyprus. Yep. I believe it's the capital. And there's another one. That's another one we're gonna have we're gonna go to a disputed territory. We're gonna fly into Cyprus, but we'll also fly into northern Cyprus, which is in dispute. Yeah, basically we're just flying into every territory that is called for to fly into via a lot of these. Well, right now I'm using Volanta. Volanta has a thing where you can discover all countries in the world or whatever if you fly into them. You get a little badge. Project Fly had that. That's where I started. And I think that's Cyprus back there. That might actually, off in the distance, that's probably actually Turkey. The Cyprus is going to be right up here, probably ahead of us. Right, quick step away. If you're on Twitch and you haven't hit that follow button for Twitch, it's twitch.tv, or if you're watching on YouTube and you're not on Twitch also, it's twitch.tv/Martin Wenzel. Martin Wenzel, all one word. And if you go over there, please hit that follow button. We're trying to get to 50 followers, and if you can, watch the stream over there for now. I get the 3 average viewers that will help me get to affiliates and then start getting money from Twitch. And if you guys want to, you can subscribe, and I'll try to figure out some fun things to do over there. But I'm going to step away and do a baby check here. So I'll be back in. Well, I got a little scared there. I was looking at my audio and everything. It was all muted. I thought it was. Alright, I'm going to step away and I'll be back in probably 5-10 minutes, depending.
Africa 602, flight level 370. Descend and maintain flight level 290 Africa 602. 28.5 for Africa 602. Amman Center, Africa 602 is passing flight level 370, descending flight level 290.
Alright, sorry about that. Got into making some dinner. See the Dead Sea, we're already over Israel. Actually over probably the West Bank area now. Probably Jerusalem. Right below, would it be right below us? Might be over a little bit further that way. Jerusalem. And there's the Dead Sea and the Jordan River. Kind of lost track where we were. We're already pretty close. About to cross into Jordan airspace. Getting a little bit of glitches on the frame rate, so as you can see, Flight Simulator is having some struggles. Like whenever I switch cameras, frame rate kind of dips, and when we move around, right now it's kind of a little janky. I don't appreciate. We're gonna have a beautiful approach here. Amelia, you did not tell me that you were making a book. A lot of bookmakers. A lot of bookmakers on this stream, but that's cool. Being creative. Supposedly we're 3 minutes out. I'm supposed to be descending. Yes, I'm supposed to be descending. Alright, flight level 290. Looks like we lost the ATC. Looks like we're having issues with frame rate now. You know, it's just a memory. Oh, I hate this when this happens. I really do hope they get an update. Yeah, tell me what it's about. See what this is about. We gotta check in. Oh man, we're already probably on the star. Yeah. Alright, let me pull up my chart. Yeah, we need to be above 6,000 feet at our next spot. and then a max of 210 knots. So we're going to be we're going to probably have to do a go around here. We are descending, or we are dropping our speed to 210 knots, so going to make the descent a lot more difficult, I think. For some reason, the frame rate biting the dust again. No real reason for it. Really annoying. Constraints on. See right there, above flight level 60. We're well above that. We're going to need to kind of do a vertical speed. Don't believe we got clearance yet. That's what happens when you have to step away. Oh, just atrocious frame rate after a couple hours in the sim. I don't know what's going on with that. And really annoying. Alright, so there's the airport. We're way too high. So about a young lad from South America who was kidnapped by his aunt and survived the Titanic disaster, and she later died on another ship disaster, and the young lad is rescued and adopted by the Brazilian imperial princess, and he later became emperor. Cool. Yeah, so we are well above the airport. Could have descended a lot earlier. Got distracted though, lost kind of track where we were. We'll just fly back. Probably what we'll do is we'll continue descending, and we'll
descend and maintain 17,000 feet, Africa 602.
15,000. Just gonna set this up again, basically clear out the flight plan so we can put the star and everything back in. I get really frustrated with that to our arrival. LS08. Do that star again. Insert. It just skipped everything there. You saw that? Alright, so I don't know how we're just going to kind of fly it manually, probably. Alright, yeah, but we kind of got... Oh, yeah, see, whenever... Oh, this is kind of frustrating with the bad frame rate issues. Alright, so they want us coming in. Runway 26 left, so we'll throw that in. Arrival. ILS 26 left. Let's see. Yep, that's what happens when you kind of step away. Kind of lose where you need to go. We're gonna go ILS runway 26 left. We'll just go to final. We're gonna go out to waypoint Losar. We're gonna go Losar to Alpha. Sir. Why we can't go direct to Luxor, I don't know. But we need to be for Luxor. We need to be at Losar, or Luxor is 9,000, above 9,000 feet. We're gonna fly out to Ludan and we'll get over there. We're at 13,000 now, or 17,000 now. Yeah, this frame rate mess is just annoying. Put in our VOR. VOR today is 115.2. Our final approach. ILS runway 26 left. ILS for today is 110.9. There it is, already in there. It was automatic. Really frustrating with this frame rate issue. Let's see. Where are we flying? We've now flown almost up to Syria here. Off to our right is... Let's see what city that is. Off the distance. It might be... I don't know. Probably Azrak Al Shishan and Wafak. Salti Air Base. Potential. Right, I'm not sure what's going on. I guess we can clear ourselves now. Oh man, you can hear the sound starting to fritz out. This is getting really, really bad. This garbage. They need to drop an update to fix this crap, because you shouldn't have to only be able to fly like a 1 hour flight and not have everything kind of crap out of you towards the end. Alright. Well, this flight's taking a little longer than I was planning because I kind of missed the descent. But we're going to get down there. We are... We're at 9,000 feet. Start making a left turn. I love when the ATC breaks. I love when the frame rate breaks. We got a lot of problems going on. We're going to go off of what we already have in. Might be a little off, but 1023 for our QNH. And I get a cursor. Seatbelt signs on. Start a turn to 209 degrees. I'm sorry about the frame rate every time we switch cameras. It's a glitch that's in the simulator right now. It's getting experienced by people that have even better PCs than me. So. Let's see. In my book, so this is Amelia Smith. In my book, my main character is forced into wearing dresses, and he eventually gets accustomed to it, and he even raised his children in the custom after he got married. By the way, I'm going to have a baby this upcoming May. Well, congratulations. We just had our first baby a couple days ago. We're aiming for that VOR. That's going to be I'm going to do track latitude because of the wind. So now you can aim. If I go to heading, the heading's way over there, but this is where we're actually flying. Line that up with the VOR nicely. Going down to 9,000 feet. Once we get to Luxor, we will continue on to right here, D029J. Juliet, I'm not sure exactly what that is. Probably 10 miles out, I want to guess. Scattered clouds. 9,000 feet, looking good. Thank you, Amelia. Thank you very much. Alright, we are still having some of those frame rate issues. Again, that's... I don't know what that is. It's not directly targeting a mod. I do have a number of mods in here, but there hasn't been anything like, oh, this mod is breaking, or... It's just... A lot of people are having this issue on longer flights. Hasn't gotten so bad, but hopefully it doesn't before we land. Turn our landing lights on since we're at 10,000 or 9,000 feet right now. Oh. Tolerable sometimes. Crap that you have to 2 steps forward, one step forward, 2 steps back, right? Alright, our minimums for... Well, at the VOR, we need to be at 6,000 feet once we get to the VOR. And then pretty quickly after that, we're going to capture the glide slope. We could capture the glide slope there. Or we can get down to 3,600 feet and we'll capture 3.4 miles out. Put the flight pad up so you can see what I'm doing. And then our, I'm going to do a Cat 1, 2,566 is our minimum. $2,500. Six. I'll just keep it right there. That's fine. Our transition altitude was. How'd I put that in there? Flight level 150. Oh, 13,000 this direction. That's weird. Already did it though. Once we get to the VOR, we need to be at 6,000 feet. Actually, we'll then have to do a holding pattern. We're going to get down to 3,600 as quick as possible. That way we don't have to do the holding. Let's see, no speed limit besides the 250. Yep, what's your full name? Let us know here. I'm going to take a step away. I hear a baby crying. We'll just see what's going on.
2,500.
That's a really wow. That's a really long name. Wow, lots of names. Aquamarina, Mauritania, Lusitania. Wow, that is a very, very long name. All right, we're going to 3,600. And we'll be fine. We need to be at 3,600 at 3.4 miles out from the ILS. Or from, well, it's 3.4 miles out from Quebec Alpha Alpha, that's the VOR. We're going to be at, we actually need to be above 4,600 feet at this spot, I guess. Just under that. Oh man, the frame rate. Really annoying. Okay, we're gonna go flaps 1. Arm the spoilers. Cabin check.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Uh-oh. What happened to our control? Oh my. What's going on? Why are we not going to our...
1,000.
Of course, there's a flight plan discontinuity. Makes sense. There we go. Go flaps 2. We're below the... We still got time. Gotta get lined up here now. Hopefully the frame rate doesn't suck. There's the runway. Flaps 3. Landing gear down. Approach. It doesn't look like we captured the glide slope. We're gonna have to come down ourselves. Oh, there it comes.
1,000.
Full flaps. Seems like we're really close on that turn. I was named after 18 ants, by the way. Well, that, yeah. Seems like it. That is... Oh, 18 ants, in addition to the first and last name, I'm assuming.
500.
And we're at 500 feet. Somehow we captured that glide slope. And all this fog, we can't really see what's going on coming in.
300. 100 above.
Ugh.
200. Minimum.
Alright, I'm gonna let it do an auto land here. Because of the frame rate just kinda
100.
not agreeing with everything.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10. Retard. Retard. Retard.
Okay, reversers. Got to set the auto brake. Alright. Man. Really bad with the frame rates lately. Not really clear why either. Thank you, Microsoft and Zibo, for those terrible frame rates.
Going to 121.9 Africa.
Alright, we're gonna start the APU, turn off our landing lights, and runway turn off light, taxi lights on, strobe to auto. Turn off the ATC. Alright, we'll come to a stop here. Just because it's only me in here doing this, we gotta make our call to get to the gates.
Queen Alia ground, Africa 602, request taxi to the gate. Taxiing to gate November 24 via taxiway Delta Alpha Foxtrot Sierra Golf November Foxtrot Hotel Juliet November Africa 602.
Hey, where are we going? Delta Alpha. So we're at Delta. Need to go Alpha and then Foxtrot. Okay, so we're gonna need to turn right up here. Actually, turn right here. And like I said, sorry again about the frame rates. It is just not very great from flight sim. Oh my goodness, what is going on? You see the Royal Jordanian planes looking pretty over there. I'm not sure what flight that is. I can't see it. Ugh. This frame rate garbage. Just like nonsense. Alright, so we're going Foxtrot, then we're going Sierra. We're just going to get into that south apron right there. That's where it looks like we're going. Oh no, we're going to switch over to Golf. Yeah. Let's see, and then we're going to... Where the heck is the plane going? Trying to figure out where we're going. Foxtrot Hotel. Huh? Taking a very strange path here. Why it makes us go over to Golf? We're just gonna... Well, we're gonna follow it just to show you how silly this path is, because... Also how terrible frame rate is. Very, very frustrating. So we're gonna go on to Golf. So we were on Foxtrot, now we're going Sierra. Going to Golf. Then we're going to take November back to Foxtrot for some reason. Do-do-do-do. Actually going to shut down engine 1. I'm going to go with engine 2. Alright, so this is going to be November. Nice big Emirates right there. Nice to see a lot of planes here at this airport. Right back on the Foxtrot. And I don't know, it's the frame rate. There's some like memory bleed or something going on with Flight Simulator. And the reason I know that is because I could shut down every other program on my computer and it's still gonna turn into this stutter fest. Okay, so we're gonna turn out the hotel. Now the plane's actually gonna travel slower. Usually at idle speed it will roll pretty quick with both engines, but since I only doing the one, now see, we could have just gone into the apron right there, but we're actually gonna come out here, then we're gonna go in on Juliet, then back. Do we have a gate? Gate 24. For some reason my plane is pulling to the left. Gate 24. Okay, that's basically gonna be right in front of us. Rolling a little too fast. There we go. November 24, November 24. Here's our gate. Go forward just a little bit more. This is a freeware customized airport. Yeah, with one engine, if you don't put any thrust, it will just stop on its own. Ooh. Alright. Let's get back in here, turn. Oh man, the frame rates. Oh, this is terrible. It's absolute garbage. They should be ashamed of putting out this kind of product. Alright. Those spoilers stowed. And turn off our taxi lights. And we're gonna start the APU and turn off engine 2. Get the jetway to come out. Two should be coming down. There it is. Turn off the seatbelt signs, turn off the beacon light, and the passengers already boarding. Let's get our outdoor power. Turn that on. We'll turn off the bleed. Turn off the nav. Fuel pumps off. Your oxygen supply off. Oh. Hey, yo. Pain in the butt, this frame rate. This two was going past us there. Our Ryanair, got some Royal Jordanian, like a Middle East Airlines over there. Gonna cruise over to our neighbors. Middle East, and what is this one? This is going to be Kuwait Airlines, so we're going to be Actually, our next flight, I think, is going to be on Kuwait Airways. Don't quote me on that, but one of these next few flights. Fly Jordan. Pretty cool. I don't think we can see Amman from here, unfortunately. Not the path we came in. Go right in there. Alright, let's pull up Volanta and check out our flight. It's gotta be weird. We are the 9th person to arrive here today on Volanta. See our flight path up to Crete, then back down into Jordan. We crossed just north of Ramallah and Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. I missed Tel Aviv, unfortunately, when we were coming in. And original plan was to come in this way, but they actually gave us the opposite runway, so we would have had to go around to a different location to come in. So there we go. We went almost to the Syrian border, came back in, and landed. A nice landing rate. Auto land because of the frame rate. I didn't want to risk it. 156 feet per minute. Flight time 3 hours 6 minutes. Just a little over the plan. Landing force right where you want it. Speed and fuel burn 6,600 kilos for a distance of 1,363 nautical miles. Good flight. And let's jump into world map. There it is. Let's zoom in. There's Jordan. Alright, so Africa is complete. We are now starting to take a few of the countries off of the Middle East. And I believe our next flight, let me just see what the next flight will be. Next flight, flight 79, we're going to Bahrain. Don't know why that pops up over there. But we're going to Bahrain International in Al Muharraq, Bahrain. That'll be on Gulf Air. Bahrain's gonna be... Yeah, it's that little tiny island next to Qatar. Right there. Then I believe we're flying probably down to Oman, to Muscat. And then we're flying back up to Doha, then to Kuwait, then I think into Iran. Alright, passengers are unloaded. Bring up Pack X. Satisfaction a little low because we were 15 minutes behind schedule. Passengers are all gone. So let's go end flight. Unexpected arrival delay. I forgot to say we're doing like a go around or something. Soft landing. Totally telling my friends about this airline. I'll definitely be recommending you at work. And of course, I wish I didn't have that extra shot of rum. We did depart 3 minutes early. Oh no, we actually departed 3 minutes late. And we were... Yeah, this is just a late flight today. Yep, Amelia, I saw that previous comment. 18 ants plus your surname. Oh, okay, so Amelia is one of your ants. Yeah, Amelia, Eloise, Abigail, Roma, Alexandrina, Beulah, Olive, Julia, Victoria, Esmeralda, Aquamarina, Maritania, Lusitania, Margaret, Anita, Samantha, Deborah, Caitlin, Caroline, Smith. That is a mouthful of a name. But very interesting. Alright. So we have finished this flight. Let's shut down the plane. Go over here. We're going to turn off the strobe light, turn off the nav logo lights. No smoking lights. Emergency lights off. The flight director, and we're gonna just connect to external power, and the plane is shut down. Turn off the fly pad. There we go. Right, thanks a lot for coming along on this flight. Next flight, we're gonna be taking Gulf Air down to Bahrain. And not sure they'll be tonight, but probably tomorrow we'll get that flight in. And until then, if you haven't already on Twitch, we're still doing that follower goal. We got 4 more days. Get to 50 followers on Twitch. And if you are on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and the like button. And until next time, take care. Have fun flying.